Hello, it's Optimus. Welcome back. So Jimmy's is at the beach, but I see it's been a while since he updated this folium map. This process is so slow, it's gonna take me ages to fill in.
All my Decepticon life, I never did a thing worth doing until now. Optimus, take my parts, and you will have a power you've never known. Fulfill your destiny.
Jolt! Electrify! Transplant those afterburners!
Let's roll.
War off, sing it loud. To the Romeo Foxtrot, shall we dance?
Alright, piece of context number. So, they just put this horrible Vietnamese techno, but you're just gonna have to listen to it. Two things I want to talk about, quick. First thing, been going to a lot of places, a lot of cities and a lot of towns, different people, and I just have some reflections about learning different things, encountering different experiences, and things that you thought you liked, you didn't like, anyway, all that good stuff. And second, I think that up to now it had been maximizing experiences and maybe testing my luck from time to time was kind of the objective. But now, here in Da Nang, I want to take it a bit slower, because up to now, literally, I've been living by the day, or maybe like 2 to 3 days max, and it had been amazing. But I'm gonna stay here for a bit and plan my next move. Wake up early and go to the cafes and work for about maybe a week or two. Also surf. I'm loving surfing. So, looking on to the next 2 months or so, I think that my overall my final objective is going to be to at least try to get a project started in terms of like digital nomad style business. Not necessarily mine, but at least get to know what the environment looks like. And that's gonna, I think that's the best place to do it is in Bali, even if it's a bit generic, but it's where I'm gonna start. So to get there, there's also a component that I need to do before or after, which is a Vipassana retreat, which is 10 days silence, 10-hour meditations with a monk that teaches you about the Vipassana, a kind of teaching found after 2,500 years by a guy called Goenka. Interesting stuff, a bit mad, but yeah. So there's one in Malaysia, so I could go from Cambodia to Malaysia and then to Indonesia, or there's one in Philippines, I could go to Philippines and then Indonesia, or there's one in Indonesia, I could go to Indonesia and then do it there after the 2 months. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and I don't really know what my final objective is, as in I don't have a business idea, and there are so many things that ends up being overwhelming. But anyway, that's kind of my reflection, and I will reflect that on a pretty dramatic essay. Let's see, tomorrow I do the Hoi Van Pass to Hue. I'm in the beaches of Da Nang right now, and both Da Nang and Hue, not too many decades ago, would have been hosting a couple of napalm jets ready to spray. So right now is, except for the Vietnamese techno, is a bit calmer than back then. So yeah.
And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
So two things I want to talk about. First, the topic of places. Not so much the actual places like the cities and towns I've been to, but kind of the whole concept of different places, what each teach you, what you like, what you dislike. And then the second one, systems. So Viktor Frankl quotes Nietzsche in Man's Search for Meaning and says, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." And don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing myself to a poor Jew getting gassed in Auschwitz. But I need to figure out what my next move is, and I'm gonna need systems for that. So yeah, let's talk about it. Pancho, play something the guitar, will ya?
All right. I'll play you something.
Thanks, buddy. Am I a mountain guy? or a beach guy? A mountain guy, without a doubt. If you know me, you know I love the mountains. Snowy, raining, sunny, pine woods, jungles, snow-capped. I have spent days exploring them, walking through them, on a horse, on a bike, on skis, spent the day and the night in them, sober and not so sober, with my friends, my parents, my brother, my dog, and mostly with myself. Coconut coffee, any day of the week. So yes, I love the mountains. But from the ages of 14 to 19, however, I couldn't stand them. I found them boring. The bad weather would depress me instantly. So, what happened? The mountains haven't changed, that's for sure. It might have been me that's changed. My relationship to suffering and discomfort has changed, as well as a new appreciation for peace and quiet to let my thoughts speak from time to time. That's also new. Surely there's a place, an activity, a food, a type of music, a film, a book, a person that you have been disregarding for years due to it not being for you or not the right fit. But remember that that person isn't you anymore. Hello? Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. The beach. Yeah. Goodbye. Have a good day. As I was saying, but remember that that person isn't you anymore. It's been an illusion all along. Your values have morphed, all those cells are dead, and your perspectives have widened. And if that's not the case, then be careful. Slight problem. My mirror has completely disintegrated. At least it doesn't come off just yet. Tim Ferriss says that wisdom is taking your own advice. Okay, so was the you 5 years ago so wise? Not in my case, at least. Then why take them so seriously? My dad always says that being interested makes you interesting, and my mum has joined 3 choirs, learned yoga, ballet, and the configuration of her tech devices all in the last 2 years. So if an endeavor has been knocking on your door for a while, it's meaningful and profound, does not hinder your growth, and it's not fraught with risk, why not dive into it? Some things I have discovered in the last year. Technology is not only useful but fascinating. Good music requires time. Mountains can end up saturating. And I love the beach. My goal is to touch the sun. I know climbing a mountain will get me closer, and another step will take me back to where I started. It seems to be behind the ocean. I won't last a day swimming, and a boat won't give me the height I need. Maybe figure out how to make a spaceship. My physics classes consisted in urban paper warfare against Joe the Nigger and Semi-Day, and chemistry was a relentless oppression from Miss Fitz and a bloody civil war against my other teacher, Miss Lees, in which she possessed all the artillery. Losses were countless. So that's also scrapped. Quite inexplicably, leaving this beach seems like a good start. I'll use the bike.
How am I going to get through this?
We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. This is a quote by James Clear in Atomic Habits. Although I won't go into habits now, read the book. It's brilliant. For some, it may sound the cliché alarm. I prefer to get the clichés right before diving into the ideologies. Stop that place to eat. Not a bad spot. Clear defines systems in his book as a collection of daily habits, routines, and processes that guide your actions and ultimately determine the outcome of your goals. The obvious way to picture these hypothetical goals is as a tangible objective, wanting to achieve a milestone of some sort. During the last 3 years, one goal of mine has been to excel at VC Land and get comfortable in a chaotic tech startup environment wearing many hats. 1 year and 3 months ago, it was to land a venture capital job in London wearing broke shoes, for which I failed miserably. 1 year ago today, in an office in the slums in Kibera in Nairobi, it was automating as many technological processes while wearing safari trousers, and 8 months ago, I was determined to learn how to speak to intelligent machines wearing blue light glasses late into the night. I knew where I was headed, and I believed to know the stepping stones that fell in between me and the summit. The checklist creations, the brain hacking methods to check these lists, and the habit formations that this book so successfully lays out. Basically, delegating the decision-making to a planned structure. Sometimes, the goals just shine forth and the systems are clear. Other times, the goals hide in the mist. Only our shadow seems to know anything about them, and it seldom articulates what it sees in sentences. I'll have to look deeper. He'll do the job. We're stuck at the first stage of the Greek maxim, to know thyself, understanding that we don't. Let's imagine we know nothing. Right now, I'm finding that task concerningly simple. What's an ideal goal for someone who does not know who they are? And what systems do they use? The herd won't help. Imagine when choosing a soundtrack for this video, I turned towards the cattle for answers.
Me manda un texto que anda loquita por verme. Viene manejando 2 horas pa' comer.
So I look elsewhere. Past the non-negotiable physiological base layer of optimal health and safety, credit to Maslow, the system structure becomes structureless. Behind the absence of direction lies improvisation, delegating decision-making to our instincts. The search for orientation in the dark becomes the norm, and the shadow imparts the lectures.
Facing uncertainty, a machine learning algorithm reads the data that it's given, thinks, then predicts as best it can. If decision equals right, repeat. If decision equals wrong, never again, tweak the parameters and repeat again. No dark feelings of defeat, no ears for a laughing audience, and no hormone oscillations.
Only in the case of humans, with a wrong decision, comes regret knocking at the door. A painful feeling of regret arises in consciousness, demanding to close down the system. Our algorithm should have performed better. What if we were handed a time machine to relive that moment where we missed the mark? Surely, we would outperform our former selves with the new gathered data using a wiser algorithm and avoid the unpleasant ordeal. What if this, as many other things, is an illusion? At times unbearably painful, yet an illusion nonetheless. There is no reformed algorithm without the data it used to build its new version. The initial outcome was nothing more than a manifestation of reality. Travel to the past, only to see it manifested again. That's what reality does. Losing is painful, and I beware of those who say the opposite.
Falling price of the stock is represented in alarming red. But if you trust the project, it's also the best time to buy. The fall is part of the rise, a correction in the market.
Or else the bubble will burst. More dramatically, Jung said that no tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach hell. A restless balance trick. I hope to never touch the sun, or it will burn the wax off my wings in likeness to Icarus. Whether it be blue skies or fogs, the goal is ahead and the systems go forwards. Do with that phrase what you may.
Jimmy. Jimmy.
Hello.
Let's go.
Douglas Sirk steak.
A $5 shake.
Did you just order a $5 shake?
Sit back down.